Welcome to Awakened Soul with me, Kristen. This is the place to elevate unity consciousness and create the new earth. Are you awakened to your heart and soul led life? Are you seeking clarity, connection, and a deeper sense of purpose? You are not alone. You are part of a grand awakening, a collective shift that is transforming our world from the inside out. Join me each episode as we explore consciousness and spiritual evolution through inspiring conversations, wisdom teachings, and powerful activations. This is more than just a podcast. It's a sacred global community creating a new earth of unity, love, and freedom. So open your heart, get ready to be inspired, elevate in frequency, and awaken to your highest potential. The shift is here, and it all starts now. Welcome everyone to another amazing day and show with me, Kristen, on Awakened Soul here on Transformation Talk Radio. Today I have my wonderful friend Sue Dumais with us, so stick with us for the next hour to explore a whole dynamic of our reality that Sue has been really going deep into with the prey predator and imbalanced light and imbalanced dark, as well as Sue and I will be co-leading an activation for you today based on that. So we're excited to come together today, and you'll also have an opportunity if you wish to ask questions or make comments towards the end. So stick around for the next hour for that. If you're on Transformation Talk Radio site, there's an email right there and you can submit your questions. So thank you so much for being here and welcome, Sue. I'm so delighted to have you here again with us. It's always a pleasure as you're a dear friend and co-creator in this new earth and shifting our dynamics on this planet for humanity. So thank you, Sue.
Yeah, thank you. It's an honor to be here with you. I always love joining with you. We're always so in sync in so many ways, so it feels wonderful to be here.
Yes, yes. And just to let everyone know, I don't always plan like really far ahead with speakers sometimes either. I just like tune in. I'm like, who wants to, what's the field ready for? And who wants to pop in? And I asked that question just a couple of weeks ago and it was Sue. And I'm like, okay. And thankfully you were available today, Sue. And so I'd love for you to just open this up and share what you've been exploring with this imbalanced light, imbalanced dark, and this prey predator program that has been alive on our planet and, well, the universe, the cosmos for some time.
Yeah, I'd love to share. The prey predator syndrome, I've been talking about it for years.
Mhm.
But in little snippets and behind the scenes and in calls, but not publicly. So every once in a while I'll allude to it and kind of share a little bit about it. But it's been something I've been very aware of in the background for a long time. But it was only recently that I felt one, a readiness within myself to actually bring it more into the public forum. But I also feel there's a readiness for humanity and for creation to really understand this and to be able to start to look at it more deeply and more like without the lens and filter that's been placed in front of our eyes around it. So to backtrack to the beginning, if we go all the way to the beginning of the inception of creation, in the beginning there was source, and there still is source, pure, clear, clean, eternal, boundless, limitless in nature. And when the first split or division happened, it was with the intention for source to experience itself. And in that first inception, there was polarity. Polarity was formed, and that's when creation began. Creation began with polarity. Polarity is positive and negative charged energies.
Yeah.
And we can also call it light energy and dark energy. Light and dark energy in its rawest, purest form is creation. Creation cannot exist without both. You will not be able to see, witness, experience creation without both light and dark energy.
Mhm.
What happened shortly after that is there was a further split, and light energy split into a balanced, the original balanced form remained,
Mhm.
but a secondary form came, which is unbalanced light energy. The dark energy, the same thing. The original dark energy in its original source, pure, clear, clean, still exists, but
Mhm.
there's an out of balanced form of dark energy.
Mhm.
That's when duality came into the picture. And duality became more divisive, more of a separation. It became a wound of separation. That's where the wound of separation really began. And everything after that is part of the programming that has been attempting to create more out of balanced energies. It's like out of balanced energy is like a virus that wants to duplicate and kind of take over everything, a parasite that wants to take over everything. That's out of balanced energies. But what people don't realize is that we've been programmed to believe that light energy is good and dark energy is bad, or light energy is good and dark energy is evil. And there's a lot of different ways that we can look at dark energy, but the ways we've been programmed to look at it as humanity, especially with duality being really prominent in our minds, that's how our minds and our brains work. We've been programmed in duality. If we shift from duality back into polarity, we recognize that light and dark energy in its balanced form is creation.
Mhm.
So, because we've been programmed to deny or to judge or to fear dark energy, we are judging, fearing creation. We are fearing a part of ourselves, a segment of source within us that allows us to be who we are. It allows us to be these expressions of source energy. And without the dark energy and without honoring it, witnessing it, and embracing it and embodying it, we will continue to keep these cycles of war and conflict and violence and separation and divisiveness. It's going to continue over and over again. To break that cycle, we need to look at dark energy differently.
Mm. Yeah. Appreciate your depth and awareness of this and the knowingness that we are ready to receive this so that we can shift into a new way of perceiving and embodying ourselves as creators to honor both the light and the dark that we all are, that everything is. So thank you. Thank you for bringing this through. And when I first, when you first mentioned it to me, and then listening to your podcast where you really flushed it out like you just did, but in your way then, it reminded me and it helped me because I've been playing with this too. I didn't call it prey predator, but I've been playing with this because one of the past lives that I remember that has, I guess, weighed heavy on my consciousness for some time was one where I was on another planet and I had one of my roles was to be a liaison with these beings on this other planet that were coming to bring all these imbalances to Earth before Earth had even that concept of, imbalance at all, or duality at all. It was still in that pristine state of what you might call the Garden of Eden or whatever. And I got preyed on. I got preyed on and it hit me where there was an emotion of anger in my system. And that has still been one of my emotions that I've had to work through, and even in this life, to shift so it wasn't maybe a block to my ability to be in my embodiment of my balance, right? And so, that was a lifetime that was really heavy, and that I knew that this lifetime, when I became aware of it, was to heal from that and also recognize that it's still possible, in my own being. Obviously, I was in some sort of duality then and didn't know it until they got in and really, created that space. And so now it's like, wow, it really helped me pull the pieces together and understand it more thoroughly and now be able to go, oh, all right, this is what we're doing on this planet. You talk about unity consciousness and oneness and love and all of that. And I think a lot of people get into that space, like you were talking about, where love or light is
Right.
what's good. And I think people don't sometimes realize, oh, it's oneness, right? It's the light and the dark. And we
It's
talk about
both.
shadow work, right? And for me, I've always said embrace the shadow. It's not a bad thing. It's not bad. So I was wondering if you could go into that a little more to support people in what is the balance of dark? I feel like we get into light a lot, and we also can talk about the imbalance of light, but I'm feeling like to go into that dark space because I feel that's where we get hung up the most sometimes
Mhm.
on ourself in what you were saying earlier, that judgment.
Let me back up a little bit into the prey predator and talk a
Yep.
little bit about
Sure.
that because the prey
Sure.
predator seed came in with shortly with duality. And
Yep.
what it's designed to do is actually keep us living in fear
Yep.
or keep us uh, kind of trying to get power over another, overtake another person or overtake another part of creation. So it's very destructive in the way of not healthy, like the cycle of life, kind of the creativity and destruction. Like there's a natural circle of life that way.
Mm-hmm.
This is more destructive in the nature of taking over and gaining power over. So the prey predator syndrome comes in when we feel in deep in our programming, we're in a constant state of either feeling like we're a prey animal or feeling like we're a predator. And really, some people really do well in that predator, and they earn for power and greed and all of that, and they really thrive there.
Yeah.
But many of us, especially light workers, people that are leaning more toward their light or have been,
Yeah.
are in this constant state of feeling like prey, like we're going to be attacked at any point. We have to be on guard, especially there's a difference between men and women too. Women tend to have that more than men, but still a lot of men have that prey energy there too. So we feel like we're constantly on guard and
Mm-hmm.
have to keep our senses up, our radar on, because we at any time we could be attacked, whether it's verbally or physically or otherwise, energetically even. We're constantly being bombarded right now with energies that are trying to get into our field. And
Mm-hmm.
many people have external interference in their field, thoughts that are embedded that aren't theirs, feelings and emotions that are embedded that aren't theirs, fear that's fed. It finds the point of weakness and it uses it like you. It's like, how did it even get in? And well, it had a little dart and it just literally, there's the point of entry, there's the fear, boom, right in there.
Yep.
So that's how it works. But the more we amplify our field, the more we can keep it clean and clear. So I don't want to feed people's fear, but I want you to be informed so that you understand this. On the
Yeah.
predator side of it, there's times where we feel like we are being a predator and we feel guilty for that. So then we recoil, we withdraw, and then we don't stand up and speak our truth. We don't do things that will maybe shake the ground that people are walking on or break foundations that people have been believing in. We don't challenge things that are in front of us. And we've seen what's happening in the last 4 or 5 years of people that are saying, hey, this is truth. This is what's happening. Like open your eyes. And everybody's attacking more so. It's amplified. So the stepping into the arena and speaking your truth, you're kind of like being thrown into the lions. Like you're kind of feeling like, oh, I gotta step out and say something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said I have a readiness to speak about this because I have a more amplified field and I've cleared so much within me that I don't feel vulnerable. I don't feel
Yeah.
weak or unable to handle this now.
Mm-hmm.
And what it comes down to with balanced dark energy and balanced light energy. Balanced light energy is the energy that brings things together, forms creation, forms material or
Mm-hmm.
form like a tree, anything. And dark energy is kind of what pushes things apart. But together, it's like it brings it together into a form. We need that contraction and the expansion at the same time. And that's what makes
Mm-hmm.
us able to actually see ourselves, our bodies, a tree, grass, anything, nature, where the balanced dark energy comes in the way of how we are in our life, in our experience. It's got a very spark, fiery kind of energy, and its ability, like I can speak from that fiery kind of place. I can speak my truth. I can feel that churning of the energy when I'm speaking from the balanced energies together.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's a little bit direct sometimes, or it's very like clear and concise, and it's like, this is what you need to hear, and I'm very direct, that's an example of how balanced dark energy can come through us. But the truth, really, if you want to look at it from the bigger perspective, it's like it's in everything. You can't have the light without the dark. It's in everything. It's even in the shadow. It's like it's part of us,
Mm-hmm.
so deeply embedded in us. It is all of creation, light and dark. So to kind of pick it apart and go, okay, what does that look like? How does that feel? I feel like what's most important to understand is, what is the out of balance energies doing? What did they look like? How are they acting? How are they showing up in my life? How is that fear holding me back? How is that fear of being attacked keeping me silent? How is the energy being disguised as love and pretending to be, or showing up as a false light, or a false God, or a false faith? Or how is it embedded or contaminating really solid foundations of faith?
Mm-hmm.
And we see a lot of examples of that. But the challenge is, most people have blindly trusted the light, and most people have been programmed to be afraid of the dark energy. We
Mm-hmm.
blindly trust the light. Meanwhile, there's an unbalanced light energy that's been working in the background, and
Yeah.
more so than ever before now, that
Mm-hmm.
we're blindly trusting. We
Yeah.
need to start to be discerning around that, going, wait a minute, something feels off. Just because someone is a spiritual teacher doesn't mean that what they're saying is always truth. They
Yeah.
can be hijacked, they can be being used like a puppet with
Yeah.
these unbalanced energies working through them. And then on the other side of the equation with the dark energy, to be afraid of it is to deny an aspect of ourselves, and deny an aspect of source, to deny an aspect of creation.
Yeah.
And we just blanketly push it away because we've been taught to be afraid of it. But it's actually the key. It's a key to breaking this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's both, having both balanced light and balanced dark. And it's more about, if we look at dark energy, and or we look at something we are doing or how we are being in our lives, what is the opposite of that in the way of polarity? And then how do I harmonize that polarity?
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at I feel anger, and there's healthy expressions of anger.
Yeah.
Anger is an example of dark energy, but it's not unhealthy. It's not bad. It's just a different energy. And the light energy of that could be calm, peace.
Mm-hmm.
Neither's right nor wrong. They're just polar opposites.
Mm-hmm.
And when in balance, and I use the infinity sign with this, when in balance, when in harmony, we can actually honor the times where maybe we need to speak a little bit more sternly. Maybe we need to actually say, hey, what you're doing is not okay with me. And I'm actually quite angry.
Mm-hmm.
And in the healthy expression of anger, we can process it within 15
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
But we've been taught that anger is bad, anger is violence, anger is not good to express,
Yeah.
and we hold back. But that energy stays within us as a discordant energy, and it eats up inside of us, or it ends up exploding like a volcano. But so that those are examples of how it plays out. And I think it gives a bit of a broader overview of the prey predator syndrome in it too. The
Yeah.
prey predator is very ingrained in, not just in our minds and in our programming, but also in society, and we see it in every moment of every day if we really start to look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see it. I really see it. I always, yeah, I think the way that maybe we had thought about it before is victim victimizer, and this is just other words and a deeper opportunity to look at it. And I appreciate that. And it is like that. It's like we know that. And what's really interesting is when you were explaining that prey predator, like, people who feel like, they're getting preyed upon or something, like they're afraid to speak up, they're going to get, in trouble, or that whole persecution. And I think when you said we're ready, I feel over these past years there's been so much of that collective energy of being a victim, of that in those imbalances that we've held as a collective, like power over. Because I know I know you've led certain activations, I've led certain things where we're shifting those experiences of needing to have the power over, or having the power over us, and unplugging from those programs so much that there's such an open space right now, and that clear field for us to see energy in life for what it truly is. Like you said, that polarity of our electromagnetic field that operates on positive negative charge, right? That's how this all operates. And if we can look at it from just a functional mechanical point of view. And also, I was thinking about this as you were sharing it. We have our conscious subconscious brain. That's, we could think of that as polarity rather than duality, because that's consciousness being able to have its experience. Like source having its experience, it's going to have those things that are quote unquote in the dark, the subconscious, and quote unquote the things that are in the conscious, in the light. And that's the beautiful trinity that we see with super conscious, conscious, subconscious. So that whole cleaning up process is not going, oh, everything in my subconscious is bad. It's like going, oh, wow, this was source just figuring out a system of some way to reflect upon itself and have an experience of life. And how do we, in this shifting from that space inside where we have, I think that's all the healing and transformation that is going on right now. Shift inside from those places that we've been afraid. Just like you said, you've cleared your field enough. I feel like I've cleared my field enough to go, hey, let's work with these. Let's not fear our emotions. Let's not fear these things that have been bad, and also be very discerning about where we're going to put our energy and time and attention with what we're receiving, from whoever we're receiving it from. So we understand, like you said, not just blindly trusting the light and not fearing the dark. And I really appreciate that. So I think over the years, me and you have talked about too, when we have noticed, other, people in different dynamics that, are light, yet there is a hijack from that, those certain beings or whatever that just bring in, and, people are just falling in line. And it is time. It is time to balance it out. And that's what we talk about a lot. Let's get centered. Let's get balanced. Let's get back into that fluid stream of connection of consciousness. So let's, I feel like that is really, and I'd like to hear your take on this, but what I was feeling, and I know I feel this in myself, when I'm in that space of clearly expressing my emotions, not from a place of harm or a place of manipulation or, whatever. It's just like, this is what I'm experiencing, right? that actually charges our polarity to come into balance.
Yeah, absolutely. It's in the expression of, or in and it's not even a physical, like verbal expression of it. It's like you're witnessing and experiencing anger within yourself. How do you
Yeah.
process that? Where does that energy need to go? What does
Yeah.
that, what kind of expression does that energy need? Does it need you to go for a walk? Does it need you to punch a pillow? Does it need you to just scream into a pillow? Or does it need you to just say something out loud, or to take some deep breaths? It can discharge, it can
Mm,
be processed and discharged a lot easier than we realize. I want
yeah.
to go back to one thing you said about the victim mentality. A lot of times with the victim mentality, it's like, oh, I'm going to choose not to be a victim. And we can definitely choose not to be a victim. That is something we can absolutely choose. But the prey predator seed is deeper than that. And it's a
Yep.
film of saran wrap that's been inside of us. And I did a process of actually lifting it out the last podcast I did, because I needed people to realize that it's like, okay, we can remove that saran, that layer, that filter that we've been looking and feeling life through.
Mm-hmm.
But the prey predator syndrome is deeper than a feeling like a victim, because if you picture a fawn, a deer in the middle of a field,
Mm-hmm.
and that deer hears a noise, the very first thing it's going to look around and see if there's a predator.
Mm-hmm.
It's like its radar is on
Yeah.
for being prey animal and for having predators around it. A lion with the same thing, sitting in the middle of the field, licking its paw, and then all of a sudden it hears a noise, it'll look around casually, almost like maybe there's a meal nearby, right? So it's like that is so deeply ingrained of us, even if ingrained in us, even if we choose not to be a victim, it's like part of our DNA.
Yeah, the
It was
survival.
injected into our DNA. We inherited it.
Hmm.
So we can lift that out. We can lift it out, but it's
Yeah,
not just about changing our minds. It's
right.
lifting the energy and seed of it
Yeah.
first and then changing our minds and then looking at, okay, how have I let it wind up because of that programming? Now that it's got that deeper kind of energy, now that that's lifted, how do I change the programming around it? That's the key.
Absolutely. And I was feeling that I was just seeing kind of how it seeded that,
Yes.
and how we get to shift that. And I was sharing with Sue when we were first talking about this, just, me and her, and wasn't really knowing that she was going to bring this prey predator piece out, or had. I was like, and then when I heard it, I'm like, oh yeah. So I was in a meditation one morning some weeks ago, and I was feeling that. I was feeling this whole system or program in my field that felt, and it was around money, and it was around relationship to life. It was really like money kind of the secondary. It was really this relationship of life where there was any hierarchy or superiority in any way in my system that meant that either I was going to be less than, which could be prey, or more than, which could be predator, right? And I just wanted it gone. I was just like, I'm no longer playing that system in any way, any shape or form. And I was just getting clarity as you were saying this, what I was really seeing. And so I lifted it out. And then money came after that. Like this whole money piece came out after that. This whole program out of my system. And my body, I felt so light for days. And it really shifted even my thoughts. I mean, it took me a few days to integrate and really feel how differently my body felt and how I was perceiving reality. And like you said, then choosing, how do I want to be in life now from this space? And so much, everything just felt so much clearer. Everything felt so much clearer. And it was just this even base, like this even base of life, of perception, of experience, of choice. And in that, I felt more joy. I felt lighter. I felt more connected. There was just like, I just get to be me, and there's nothing else that is going to structure my reality that tells me I have to be something or not something, or do this or don't do that. Whatever's present, like we talk about a lot, being present, whatever's present is actually the most beautiful thing that we can do, especially when we're being in motion with it from that space of we're choosing the words that feel like the clear presence
The aligned
space.
presence. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so it was really profound, and it's still, the effects are still in motion, of it. And then when you started talking about this, I'm like, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like having a film over your eyes, like looking, it's
Yeah.
literally like looking through saran wrap. And we don't realize we're looking through saran wrap because we've been doing it our whole lives. So the moment you lift it, you're just kind of like, whoa, life looks a little different right now. It feels a little
Yeah.
different. It's like it's subtle, but it's profound at the same time because it really was so stealth-like in its nature. When it's in us, it's very stealth-like. But when it's removed, we feel and experience the
Mm.
contrast. And
Yeah.
that's the gift, is to be able to lift it out of the field because it has a very specific energy signature. It's a very specific frequency. And when it lifts out of the field, it frees up our energy. It's like having some apps running in the background of your
Mhm.
computer or your phone, and it's draining some of your energy and your battery, but it's holding you back in ways we can't even begin to fathom until it's removed. And all of a sudden you're like, whoa, oh yeah, it was in that too. Oh, it's in that too. Oh, look at that, how it's playing out there. So it becomes, so the prey predator, it's a heavy topic for people because it's very triggering. It can be very triggering because there's very real experiences of prey
Yes.
predator in people's lives. And I've had those experiences. I've had sexual abuse. I've had all these kinds of things.
Hmm.
So I get it on that level. At the same time, when we lift it out, there is a freedom, there's a spark of joy, there is an opening to witness and to experience and to be collaboratively co-creating with a new way of being in relationship with these balanced energies, the light and dark in balance. Balanced light and dark is juicy. It's has so much potential. That's where we're really meant to be creating. That's where originally Earth was created, this Earth Life classroom. That's how it was created. The contamination was when that seed, prey predator seed, got planted there. And then the out of balance energy really took over in as many ways as it can. It can't fully, but let's make it light and playful and exciting, because this is good news. This is really good news. Like to know this, to clear this, to be free of it, that's good news. And to move through it, yes, it may be challenging. To move through it, yes, it may be triggering. To really reveal how it's playing out in your life, yes, but that's only going to be a short amount of time. If you really dig in, it's not going to take you long to get over it, because the thing that kept you in it the whole time is actually lifted. So
Yeah.
you'll have progress. You'll be able to move through. You won't keep running on the hamster wheel, getting some 2 steps forward and then 3 steps back. We'll actually break the cycles that have been keeping us imprisoned by it for so long. And that's worth celebrating. And that's really exciting.
It is exciting. Yeah, I was just really amazed at the joy that I felt after it was gone. And I can be a serious person, I mean, I can be playful and light, but my playfulness and lightness, I, it was just such a breath of fresh air to feel that as just a natural part of my being again, rather than something that I knew was there, but was trying to extract, from my
Yeah, because it's
system.
been dampened, right? So there's been this
Yeah.
like dampening cloth above
Yeah.
it, right? So it's
Yeah.
there and you feel it, but we disconnect from it. And then we judge ourselves for not being able to feel it. And what's
Yeah.
wrong with me? It's like, no, nothing's wrong with you. This is
Yeah.
wrong. Let's take that out. This is the
Yeah.
problem. Let's take that out. Yeah. And then it just naturally rises up inside of you, because that's
Yeah.
that's who we are.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I want to go into the activation here in just a moment because I know we're gonna have some fun with that. But it is this, what I was noticing too as you were talking is how then all these like protective mechanisms and defense mechanisms from that have come from that just keep layering on themselves and keep looping with themselves that totally locks that in place even more. And so I was just noticing in my system how it operates, as you were talking and just noticing in the energetic field of how that operates. And so let's play. Let's see what we can do. I'll let you lead and then we can, do as we usually do, just flow with each other on this and see what we can support you beautiful people in shifting uh yeah, just getting this prey predator syndrome out.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's do
And
it.
all the subsidiary stuff that comes with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
All right.
All right, so have everybody, if you can do so without concern in your environment, if you can rest your eyes closed, that's ideal. Rest your eyes closed and take some deep breaths. And just really begin by being present. So our conversation so far may have stirred things up. That's good news. We want things stirred up. We don't want the sludge at the bottom of the lake to stay there. We want it to be stirred up. We want to muddy the waters a little bit so we can bring that into the light of awareness, into levels of consciousness and awareness that will allow us to make a choice to let it continue to play in our field, or to lift it out and free ourselves, finally, free ourselves fully from this syndrome, this seed that was planted long, long ago, years and years before humanity even existed. It runs deep in creation, it runs deep in on a universal level as well as a global level. So we are going to tune into it. And the first place I go to is we're go lower. We're going to go lower than the heart space. So we're aware of the heart space. Let's take a moment just to even place your hand on your heart and amplify the field. Imagine that beautiful source point in the center of your heart expanding like the light of the sun, the energy of the sun, the fire of the sun. Bring the light energy and the dark energy. The dark energy is that fiery energy. So like the sun, we can have this beautiful fire amplified from our heart center, all the way out in all directions, 360 degrees. And it can even go beyond the physical body. We're not limited by the physical body. So we have this beautiful amplification from the heart space. And now I'm going to bring your energy down and awareness down below the tailbone, even lower into the energy field. The energy field is 360 degrees around us. So we're going to go lower then, right from beneath. And we're going to start to gather the prey-predator syndrome. It has a very specific energy signature. It has a very specific frequency. So I'm supporting all of you to do this, and you're making a conscious choice. Yes, thank you. I'm choosing, I'm willing, I'm ready, and I'm here allowing. So we're bringing the prey-predator syndrome, the original saran, the original seed, the original programming that's embedded in your field on all levels, in all dimensions, in all planes of awareness and consciousness and existence, in all realms, without exception. We're calling it up, and we're going to gather it into the heart. So it may feel a little bit heavier in the heart for a moment, into the heart space as we gather it, but we need to gather it from the bottom up into the heart space. And then we're going to go above, and we're going to gather it from above the head, top of the energy field, down. And now when we come down into the head, a lot of times it will actually gather in and around the third eye and the pineal gland and the other glands in the brain. So just know that it might get a little bit mucky or tarry there, so a little more sticky. And we're bringing all of it down without exception, bringing it all down into your heart. And if you feel like you can't quite get it all, just imagine that it's easy to get it all. Imagine that you could use some of that hot, fiery energy, that beautiful liquid lava from your heart. Imagine you could pour it up and then just burn it off and down, bringing it all into the space of the heart. Now, first, before we clear it, we're going to honor it, witness it, acknowledge it, and recognize that it's been part of creation for a long time. It's an unbalanced part of creation, but it's been there. It's taught you a lot of powerful lessons. So we're not wishing it away. We're not judging it. We're not angry with it. We're just like, there it is. I see it. I feel it. I sense it. I know this. I know this energy now. I can witness it and experience it. Now we're going to stir it into the heart space, into the central channel. And we're going to build momentum here with the heart. And you're just going to shoot it up and out through the central channel, out of your field. And it's going to go into a space where there's an opportunity for it to be transmuted. I work with transmuting energies because I'm a transmuter. Kristen's the same. We transmute energies, we harmonize and balance them. So you don't need to worry about that part. Just shoot it up and out. And imagine it like a fire going out or a volcanic rock, just out through the top. Just let it go. Let it clear. And we've got it. We're holding it. Outside of your field, it's being contained in a way that we can then work with it to transmute it, to clear it. I want you to feel the sense of freedom from it. You might feel all of a sudden space, and you might feel a little bit lonely without it. You might even feel a little bit of grief because it's been such a part of you for so long. It's come through your etheric body in lifetimes. There's a lot of history there. So honoring that history, honoring how you feel, whether you feel light and joyful, or whether you feel neutral, or whether you don't feel anything at all, or whether you feel a little sadness, just honor whatever is present. And anything you need to process, you can stir it into your heart space to be honored and witnessed and expressed in whatever way it needs to. I've had a lot of people tell me they will have big tears, and others will have tears of joy. Sometimes there's shaking in the body, an energetic release. That's just energy trying to find a pathway out. Bringing in an energy of calm and peace. Honoring how you feel, making peace with anything that is. And then bringing in that energy of acknowledging the dark, acknowledging the light energy within you, but also acknowledging the dark energy within you. Embrace it, welcome it, say hello to it, get reacquainted with it. Have gratitude for it. I honor the light and I honor the dark energy within me. I honor the balanced energy that I am. My source, my eternal, boundless nature. I welcome you. I witness you. I see you now without that film of interference. I see you. I honor you. I appreciate you. I am you and you are me. We are creation.
We're being held this beautiful light too of this incredible, as we're allowing this release clear from our systems and welcoming this balance of light and dark and pure creation. We're being surrounded by beautiful, balanced beings that are supporting any threads that are held in our energy body and our system through any of the results or effects that this syndrome has had on our physical bodies, our nerve systems, our DNA, our energy bodies. Just seeing all these threads. So just welcoming any and all threads of any duality programs that you know you've been working with, that you've been healing with. Inviting this pure creative energy to fill your whole body, your whole energy body. And also watching in the background here all of our lives that we have as a soul, parallel, past, present, future, multidimensional, planetary systems, all of these levels of ourself that are in form or in energy body, also releasing, clearing this syndrome as well, to welcome our systems into unity consciousness through this pure creative source experience that we truly are in balance. Just taking a moment here to welcoming up and out as well, with honor and gratitude for any of the victim victimizer, any defense mechanism, protection mechanisms, fear, doubt, confusion, loyal, disloyal, judgment, non-judgment, any of those, and any other things that you're working with. If you want to name any, Sue, I'm just seeing all these threads being clarified. Mm, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of programming leaving. There's a
Mhm.
lot of energy forming and uniting and
Mm.
joining. Like it's like joining these powerful forces of creation to amplify the truth of who you are.
Mm.
And all these little threads leaving, all of this leftovers and programming rising up, and just honoring anything that's leaving, just gratitude. Yes, thank you. And anything that remains, yes, thank you. It's okay that it remains. It's now in the light of your awareness and consciousness, and it can be and will be cleared as it's meant to. And
Mm.
not all of it will clear all at once, because maybe there's some little pieces that have something, some kind of inspired action required to release.
Mhm.
So we honor the timing, we honor any that remains, knowing that we are capable, that we are now able to clear this compared to before. We thought we could, we tried, we believed we could, but this was running in the background. It was preventing us. It was feeding self-sabotage. It was even feeding the ego. So being aware of the ego persona that will actually play the prey predator card
Mhm.
and want to keep you safe and protected and playing small, and overprotective helicopter parent that will come in and go, it's too risky, don't do that, don't say that, don't step into the arena, don't share that book, don't share that message. That's just a part of you that's afraid. Embrace it, honor it, witness it. It's okay. And you can choose in that moment, I'm good. Thank you, ego, for coming, but I'm good. I'm strong. I'm capable. I'm courageous. I'm willing. I've got this. It's okay. I don't need you to protect me anymore.
Yes.
I've got
Welcoming
this.
all
Yeah.
these, yeah. Welcoming all these identities, these egoic identities, into balance with your divine self, your divine soul, your divine source self. Inviting the two to meet in the center channel, in the heart, and the whole center channel from above the head down through to the base of your spine. Just asking for a light to run through the whole center channel that lets this meeting of your divine self and all the other selves to transmute, to alchemize into the balanced light, the balanced dark. Welcoming the pristine self, the joyful self, the calm self, the steady self, the strong self, the courageous, the discerning, the clear self, free self. Start to amplify and expand and anchor in.
Just feeling, taking some deep breaths and really bringing in the breath and filling the lungs and amplifying the heart space, and bringing in the energy of certainty, bringing in the energy of alignment,
Mhm.
clarity, and profound observation, where we can observe life, we can observe what's happening around us without the lens of judgment. So in every moment, we're either judging or observing. When we can really put that lens of observation, what am I meant to see? What am I meant to know and understand? And what am I not meant to look upon? There's certain things that to be discerning around. I'm not to look that way. It's not helpful for me to see or witness that at this time. It's maybe for someone else to witness or to work with. To really be discerning where you put your energy, where you put your attention, because where you bring your awareness, your energy follows.
Mm. welcoming abundance of vitality, of longevity, all of our life force back into this body, into this energy body, and any sense of lack on any level being balanced out with a frequency that knows your true value and trusting the foundation of your body, of your soul, of your being, here and now. Just welcoming your breaths and feeling your body and welcoming yourself to invite this integration and any and all further transmutation to take place as needed.
Just hear the words, I am balanced light. I am balanced dark.
Yes.
I embrace. I own that. I claim that. I embody that. I welcome that.
Mm.
I am all of that and so much more.
Mm.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, everyone here. Thank you all that showed up physically, energetically for this experience on all levels and layers, dimensions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, lovely. So, yes, appreciate you, Sue, and what you're
Thank
bringing
you.
forward. And just everyone, maybe keep yourself hydrated, maybe get yourself out in nature and maybe your bare feet on the ground or touching a plant or the trees to feel that natural polarity of energy and that electromagnetic force to support you and this integration. And Sue and I are both available if needed on any levels for sessions. And Sue, I'd love for you to share how it is that people can reach you, get in contact with you.
Yeah, the best place to connect with me is heartledliving.com. So heartledliving.com. And my Living Oneness Gathering, my podcast is a live gathering, but a podcast as well is available for people to join for free. I have a live healing experience actually tomorrow. I do
Okay.
one a month. And I share these kinds of ideas and concepts and insights as they come in, and it's very fresh and new. So there's lots of opportunities to come and invest in yourself without having to invest money, but also there is
Mhm.
opportunities if you need support or courses and things like that. There is opportunities for you to do that as well if you feel to invest in yourself otherwise.
Amazing. Yeah. So I'm feeling to just everyone, if you wish to, that's listening, just open your hearts and share a lot of gratitude with Sue here for what you are bringing forth. It's so profound for us to be able to shift these energies right now. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And the
Yeah.
one thing I saw when you said to get your feet on the earth and maybe be aware of a flower or a tree, the invitation is even to go up and touch the tree or just to
Hmm.
gently caress or touch the petal of the flower, the leaf, and just say, I see you, I honor you, I witness you, I'm grateful for you. Like I see the light and dark in this creation
Mm.
and I welcome it and I honor it. That's what's needed right now because, in some ways, the balanced dark has been denied and almost discarded or banished.
Hmm.
And we can't banish it from creation, but we've denied it so much that it's almost like it's kind of fading into the background and it doesn't have the charge and energy it needs. It doesn't have our love and our attention, our gratitude. So that's one simple practice that you can bring in, even looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I see the light and dark energy within me and I honor it and I love it and I appreciate it. Those kinds of things are going to have a big impact on a global scale.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. I love that. I'll be doing that too. I often do that too, just have gratitude for the things that have been a challenge or discomfort in my life because of the gem or the beauty, the what I've discovered through them. So thank you for that. And it's just like honoring, honoring the life in its wholeness. Oh, so again, thank you, Sue. I appreciate you. As always, if anyone, please get in contact with Sue if you'd like to experience more of her. And yes, join her gathering tomorrow. They're always vibrant and wonderful and deep. So take this as a moment to recognize your wholeness, that we are whole. This light in this dark that we are is our truth as source, as creator. So go forth in your day with that. And if you'd like to join with me in any way, you can go to my website, awakensoul.net. I also share free Gatherings Mastery Mondays every first Monday of the month, and you can subscribe to my newsletter to receive frequent energy updates and activations and meditations. And also, we have 1 week, next week, actually, from today, will be the Embodied Temple of Light immersion here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I have one spot left, and we're going to be doing this type of activation work there as well. So you can go to my website, awakensoul.net, and events, and check it out there. And thank you again, Sue, for being with us today. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. May this ripple out to all of creation to support us coming into balance and wholeness. And my next podcast will be Wednesday, October 15th. If you'd like to join us, same time, same place. And we'll have another awakening experience. So thank you and have a wonderful week. Love you, Sue. Thank you. Thank you for joining Awakened Soul, your place to elevate unity consciousness and to create the new earth. Join me, Kristen Bielecki, every first and third Wednesdays, 9 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information and to connect with me, go to awakenedsoul.net. Explore how I can support you on your awakening journey through my online gatherings, sessions, and mentorships. Don't miss a show. Subscribe now to take the steps towards a more awakened, heart and soul-led life. Until next time, live, love, laugh, and be free.